While most other heroes came out of asset removal wars, there is one clear winner that just got a huge buff. Today, we're breaking down why Lich is hands down the best position 5 in the game right now, what has changed about the hero, how it impacts his game, and the exact things you need to abuse to start printing him more. Let's jump straight into it. In 7.41, Lich got his innate that gave him free mana from dying creeps removed. It got replaced by his old spell, Sacrifice, and to be honest, this is all this hero needed. A good example would be Warlock. With the book that gave him free XP, he was super OP, and now he's barely seen. Lich, instead of being glued to the lane, now he can do whatever and still have his mana. This also has macro impact on the gameplay. Before, Lich was forced to play on the lane more, as that was the only reliable way to get mana. Now, you can be outside the lane and still have no issues. And this is important because Lich is one of the best 1 vs 1 traders in the game. Nova slows attack and move speed, deals amazing damage and has only 7-second cooldown. On top of that, his E, which just got buffed as well, steals mana from enemy and costs pretty much nothing. If that's not enough, he's also got about 60 damage right click with starting items. All of that makes Lich a great hero to play around pool camps, as you can 1 vs 1 the enemy support, but before it was impossible, as you had to stay on the lane. To start off, you buy a bunch of stats and ask yourself if it's a stick lane. If it is, go for it. If it's not, feel free to spend extra on regen, as you don't aim for any big items anyway. You aim to use your right click and Nova a lot, so a casual mango is okay too. Before minute 2, you might find some mana issues. With a Fairy Fire and 2 branches, you'll have 60 right click damage. Combined with the Nova, there's no other support that can outtrade you. Make sure you abuse this for early lane domination, as this will allow you to control the pull camps. And that's a great move, as combined with the Sacrifice, you'll get a huge experience advantage. Don't be afraid to invest into extra regen. Fly here gets 6 tangos and a salve. As Lich is a lane dominator, you have great spells. As long as you can use them all the time, you will win the lane, so keep your HP high. Your goal is to use a lot of resources in the first 2 minutes. You don't need to get a kill, although that is great, but make enemies unable to contest the lane. Playing around pull camps means you should not allow enemies to have it, but you don't really need to pull your own camp. If the lane is stable, just let your carry farm. At 2 minutes, your Sacrifice comes off cooldown, and this is your huge power spike. First, you should be around level 2, so you'll get your E, and secondly, your innate not only denies a creep, but also gives you almost 300 mana back. Keep in mind to always use it on flag bearers, they are worth triple last hits. This alone would make Lich an amazing laner, as considering how much mana you get back, past this moment you shouldn't struggle with mana regen. This is what makes Lich also a cool hero to play. You dominate lanes, there's no mana problems, and that allows you to have a simple plan for every game. You don't need to overcomplicate things. Your job is to win the lane, allow your carry to farm, get level 6 and use your ultimate to get kills. A lot of supports in Dota have different plans for every game, depending on the draft. Here, you can basically do the same thing every game, at least early on. Lich is also amazing at coming through the portal. First, he offers slows and reposition spell, and secondly, he usually stabilizes the lane early, so he's free to do whatever. Here, you can see Fly going through the portal really early, as they can dive the enemy alchemist. Combined with Glyph, it is really good to go and gank, but keep in mind, your lane needs to be stable before that. But showing you myself playing Lich as well, you can do it in the nighttime. It's even easier. As long as the lane is pushing, you're allowed to do that all the time. If it's not, you need good heroes to dive towers. Ganking as position 5 through the portal is one of the best power moves you can learn, as it completely catches off guard enemy carries. While you're not the best at running around the map, Your hero is also great at saving your mid laner. If a dive is happening, feel free to TP. By level 4, you should have your armor already, and this spell is likely the best one Lich has. Level 1 of it reduces almost half the damage from attacks, and later on it will reduce 60% for 7 seconds, making the enemy right clickers completely useless. By the way, it also works on towers, so keep that in mind later, as it will save you some buildings. Because if you can do this to Timber that early, any other offlaner will simply die in this situation. Lich is a lane dominator, use him as such, and only after your lane is strong and stable, think about other lanes. Before that, your job is to secure your own carries game. Around minute 10 you should reliably have your ultimate, so go ahead and use it. Don't wait for a perfect scenario, just get a kill with it. One bounce on an enemy hero with your other spells and teammate should usually be enough. You want to use your ultimate a lot during the game, as it will snowball your team. For the skill build, it will depend on the game. Generally, you should be maxing E second in most cases. Shield usually does the job at level 1, so most players are maxing Nova and then their E, but there are games where you want to get 2 points in your Q, 1 point in your E, and then max your shield. Your Nova has the best damage and it scales really well, so in most games, just max it first. And after this point, you should ask yourself what's important in the game, as this will dictate both of your item choices and gameplay. Generally, there are 2 reliable ways to play this hero past the laning stage, and both are fine. One continues to stay behind, maxing out armor and chilling behind your cores. This is very good if enemies have high damage heroes that deal a lot of right click damage, but also if your team has some of them. You can basically allow them to win fights by using armor and nuking enemies while clicking items on them. This includes a solar crest that buffs up your carry, Glimmer if they have magical damage, or even Lotus if a dispel is needed. This gameplay is very simple yet effective. If you pick your items right, it's quite hard to kill your teammates, while you would never risk yourself in that scenario. This is a very good build if your team is snowballing. That way, you aren't feeding, just making sure you don't die randomly and being allowed to cast your spells should be enough. If you played your lane right, and your carry has right click damage, I think Solar Crest is a core item on this hero. Before we get into the second build, let's quickly show what the shard does for Lich. It is multi-purpose spell, as it serves as a vision ward, but also slows in AoE. The main idea is that it also can bounce your ultimate, so as long as you catch a single hero, it will bounce to the Spire and back to the hero, multiple times. As I said, there's also a different build. It includes a Blink Dagger and a Shard, and also possibly an Aghanim Scepter, which makes this combo way easier. This is a great way to play the hero if your team lacks initiation. You're basically suiciding yourself for the start of the fight, while usually getting a kill or 2 in the process. Your ultimate can bounce off your Shard, so if you find a target you can blink in, use your ultimate, Shard, and then E the target. If you got enough time, you can also use your shield on the Shard, as this will also guarantee even more bounces. What the Aghanims does is allow you to cast your other spells during E, and with it you can blink in and just cast E, then cast all the other spells, leaving no time for reaction. This is however a luxury item, so buy this only in the late game or when super snowballing. It is strong though. Obviously, you can combine both. In fact, later on it is great to have a blink and shard on Lich anyway, as your hero relies on positioning and your E is ultra strong, meaning after 1 or 2 defensive items you should aim to get it. However, if you did your job early, the chances are the game won't last as long. Your carry with Solar Crest and an amazing laning stage might be so strong he's ending the game at 30 minutes. To sum this up, Lich is honestly in the best spot he's been for years. While other position 5s are struggling to find their identity after facet removal, your plan on Lich stays incredibly simple. Win the lane, abuse your infinite mana, and either protect your team with defensive items or blow up the backline with Blink Shard combo. And the best part is, the stability it provides means you can pick it every game. Go spam this in your pubs before everyone else realizes how good this hero is. If you like this kind of content, subscribe to the channel, as a general position 5 guide is coming soon. Let me know in the comments which way you prefer, backline or initiator, and as always, see you